I told you so. I told you so about Bitcoin. Not only was I telling you, I was giving away my own wealth to you if you were a subscriber. Okay. I was giving away Bitcoin back in the day when Bitcoin was very, very, very cheap. So whoever received my free Bitcoin now has 6,000% more because Bitcoin has done more than 6,000% since I had given it back out, guys. And yes, thank you for this YouTube subscriber that remembered that I was giving away free Bitcoin. And the truth was that I missed the actual boom of Bitcoin in my mind because it was pennies on the dollar, you know, and I learned about it and I was like, oh, this is not gonna work. This is nothing money. This is the tune-up maniac, okay? But then after it pumped, I started digging into it. I rolled my sleeves up. I started digging into it, and I learned about decentralized. I learned about all the cool things about Bitcoin, how there's a limited amount, and it's never been hacked, and so on and so on. And I said, you know what? Let me put a little money into it. And once I put a little money into it, and I saw how it actually worked, I was like, oh man, this is revolutionary. I can become my own bank. I can exit out of the metrics. I don't have to be part of the banking system, the credit system, the Swiss system, the second layer that America has created. And I was like, okay, I like that idea. Just like gold, because at that time in 2016, I said, man, gold was the play for me, not financial advice. None of this stuff I'm saying is financial advice, just my thinking process that 2016 gold was the play for me and not real estate when gold was $1,100. And then I missed the pump, and when it crashed, Bitcoin 50%, I said, look, I'm going to get into it. I dumped some money into it. I learned more, and then I bought more. And I was such a believer that I was standing on top of the mountain rooftops and saying, Bitcoin, and here's some free money, you know, if you're part of a, this channel, whatever. And so some people, believed it, and some people didn't, and they got some coins. But I would, I don't want to say this, unfortunately, but I believe that I would say 90% of the people that I give that free Bitcoin to, they probably lost the key, they weren't serious about it, and they don't have it anymore. And that amount of money compared to the amount of people that I have given the free Bitcoin to, because I love them and I want them to be prosperous and learn about technology out of my own wealth. Because as you can see, Bitcoin has gone from, let's say when I was giving it out like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to what it is today. Okay. Pricing at 60 something thousand dollars. Okay, so from 6,000 to 60,000 is a little bit more than 6,000%. But I'm freestyling. I don't have a calculator. You can hear the noise around me. But I wanted to shout out to my subscriber for remembering that, because I did try to educate and help you guys out of my own cost, out of pocket. Because I would have just hold that myself. Boom. It would have been so much money. But I wanted to share the love with everyone, and for them to learn about this new technology, because I thought it was revolutionary. Kind of like AI is. Not that I'm saying I'm pro AI, but AI is a revolutionary technology as well. Okay. So, anyways, guys, sorry to say I told you so, but one other thing that I told you so about Bitcoin. Now, the thing about Bitcoin right now in today's market, and when I say market, I'm not talking about economic market. I'm talking about the kinetic energy market, the wars. For me, again, not financial advice, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to get Bitcoin, because we are in World War III, in my opinion, and it's not being televised in the sense of, not it's not being televised, it's like you can see it, but it's not being framed in the sense this is World War III. They're framing it to many different directions. And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because the electricity can go down, the grid can go down, etc. Now, Bitcoin makes a lot of sense when you have stability, in a sense of the world is not at war. But Bitcoin makes a lot of sense when the world is peace, but you have instability in the economic section. So right now, we're having instability in the economic section of life, but we're also having instability in the actual uh, foundation of life, because you can see what's happening in the Middle East with people who are starving each other to death. You can see, what will be the future of us if we go down this path of not having stability of life. You know what I mean? So I think Bitcoin makes a whole lot of sense when the markets are down, or the markets are sideways, or the markets are going up, right? But I don't think Bitcoin makes for me, a whole lot of sense when we're about to nuke each other. I think that at that time the grids will be down, my Bitcoin will be great, but no one will have access to it or what have you. Very few people will, if they have satellite internet or whatever. Even that will be up. But gold, for example, is something, a commodities, like, if I have, gold, or if I have rice or beans, or a bicycle to get around when everything goes down or when things go crazy, is a lot more valuable than, let's say, a Bitcoin at this current time in my mindset. Okay, I'm a big fan of Bitcoin. I'm not saying that I don't love Bitcoin, but I personally am not going to buy Bitcoin right now, because A, it's extremely high. B, because this stage, I think this is the where the whales are prepping the retail buyers for one more slaughter. You know what I'm saying? To take what they got, because everyone is struggling and they're trying to find something to put their money into, because Bitcoin is the fastest horse in the race. But it's going down the cliff, I believe. Okay, not forever, but once these things settle down, like once we're not going to be in Armageddon, then yes. But the ship is sinking. I've done this, video where I said the Titanic's sinking. Everyone's drinking and dancing, right? And no one knows about it. That's exactly what's happening. Our dollar is going down. Look at the price compared to the price of gold. Look at the cost of living. Look at the money we're sending out to all these outside of our country, to other countries. I mean, we have social security imbalances? We have so many different things. I mean, there's so many people that have done videos. You're smart enough. You're driving around. You can see the homeless. You can see the status of our economy. You can see people taking over buildings. You can see looters. You can see the violence. I don't have to tell it to you. I'm just a quick reminder. So this is why I think that, I still love Bitcoin, but like, so it's like, if I could just only have one right now, I would personally gold. Because, once the slaughter happens, I believe that, Bitcoin is going to go down significantly, and, I could always rebuy back in, you know what I'm saying, at a lower time. And one of the things that most people didn't realize is, back at the pump of Bitcoin in the last cycle, I said that Bitcoin is going to go roughly between $7,000 to $11,000, and Bitcoin actually flash crashed to like 13 and some change. So I didn't take credit for that, but from being like $60,000 going all the way to 13 and some change, and I predicted from 7 to 11. You know what I mean? That's very, 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 very good. With a plus and minus, a couple of percentage points, right? But again, I didn't take claim to that. But when I say that it's going to crash, it might. I have a track record. Last time I said this is the range, and it was just a couple of points away from that. It's on YouTube. You can go on my channel and take a look at it. Okay. So again, not financial advice, but for me, I want things to chill out before I think about buying investments to make me rich, versus like buying preps where food, ammo, etc. is more important than at this current state of our economy, of our civil unrest, of our foreign affairs, etc. Guys. Anyways, guys, thanks for clicking the like button. Thank you for subscribing. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined, Romy.